is a toast to truth. This is the last episode of season 4. A toast to truth is where I share the mental, financial, and emotional frustrations of being an entrepreneur. This is season 4, episode 5, Starting Over. Before we dive into this season's last episode, let me ask you this. Can new beginnings repeat themselves? Yes, I know that comes off as a rhetorical question, and it should, but it's still something you need to consider. Why am I talking about new beginnings? Well, the last 4 seasons of this podcast, I have been sharing my journey with running Women Are Gamechangers. The lessons, the frustrations, the aha moments. I've had a few family and friends come on as well and share their perspectives on topics that I went through or addressed when I ran that business. Now, I am starting over in business. As of the recording of this podcast, my taxes were done. My CPA and I have finished everything, and the paperwork will begin to officially dissolve Women Are Gamechangers as a legal business entity. So hopefully by the time this airs, the paperwork has been submitted and the state of Texas would have responded with the acceptance of the dissolution of Women Are Gamechangers LLC. Let me reiterate, I still own the trademark, so do not think you can use the trademark. Okay, I am putting that out there because I worked for that. Unless you want to pay me for that trademark, don't use Women Are Gamechangers. Now, the blog and the Facebook and Twitter are still up for Women Are Gamechangers, but all the other social media has been deleted. There is no more newsletter or email list, and the blog will be updated probably monthly by my mother. She wanted a site to use. It's paid for. I already paid for it. It's up. She can write and do whatever she wants on there. So Women Are Gamechangers will be a blog and a blog only. I've shared over the course of this particular season why I felt the need to close Women Are Gamechangers. Why I felt it was in the best interest of my sanity to close Women Are Gamechangers, especially my financial perspective of why I needed to close this business. I am starting a new business. I received my DBA in January of this year. The Truth Confidant will be the business that I am going to grow from this moment forward. I learned a lot over the past 5.5 years with Women Are Gamechangers. I learned a lot of what not to do. So I have those lessons to keep me occupied when it comes to making decisions. And this month, for Spring Out of Stress, I shared a lot about what it is I do when I am working with you in a mental detox strategy session, and a lot more of how journaling will really be an effective method to helping you incorporate a mental detox into your daily habit. I truly hope you learned something in each of the episodes that I've shared. I created this as an authentic teaching platform to share my experiences in hopes you shorten your learning curve and save some money. Being an educator by trade and teaching naturally, everything that I do just comes out in a way where I'm teaching. this podcast is just an extension of that. I am teaching you what I've learned. I'm teaching you what I know. After 4 seasons, this episode will look to the future, the bright days ahead, the excitement of building something new, the vision of a great legacy to leave behind. I'm going to bring you along the journey as I am growing and developing the Truth Confidant into a sustainable business that is both profitable and purpose-driven. I put profitable first because, as we learned, the first business was not profitable. It made money, but it never turned where it was profitable. Making money and being profitable are 2 different things, and I've learned that, and I've shared that in this podcast. How do I dissolve a business? Well, it's a lot more steps than I even realized. So I believe I shared that in one of the earlier episodes, but to refresh your memory, I have to file with the state, file with the IRS, and file with the state because I was a HUB certified business, which is historically underutilized business in the state of Texas, which meant I was eligible to get state contracts for women and minority owned businesses. Closing all of that is the paperwork that will be filed to conclude the Women Are Gamechangers journey. Now, my biz bestie, who you all heard in season 1, she was on the episode, I believe it was season 1, episode 4, that entrepreneurship shouldn't be a glorified accessory. My biz bestie asked, how did I feel now that Women Are Gamechangers is closed, that it would no longer be a business? I will no longer be tied to it. And I told her I just really didn't have a feeling. I think I'm more relieved that I don't have the financial pressure of trying to turn a profit on a business that just was not working. Trying to force something to work and it just was not working. I think I'm okay with knowing I learned a very expensive, valuable lesson that I can utilize now in the Truth Confidant. I've made a lot of wise decisions with the Truth Confidant based on things that happened to me with Women Are Gamechangers. Probably wondering, why am I, for the new business, why I only have a DBA, like why I haven't filed for an LLC, haven't done all these things I did with Women Are Gamechangers. Well, let me share. To file an LLC in the state of Texas is $300. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think you stick up a Facebook page or a website and you have a business. You don't have a business. You have something that's marking your territory, but it's not a business. A DBA is something that is registered in your county, and so I have that. So it is a registered entity in my county. It's not a registered entity in my state. The reason I have decided to wait to register with my state is I want to get to a certain financial marking before I take that next step. Now, I did wait 6 months after I started Women Are Gamechangers before I filed for my LLC. Now, me filing for my LLC for the Truth Confidant, I need to get to a certain financial marking, and then I will move to the next step. But is it legal? Yeah, it's absolutely legal for my county. And at the same time, when I started it in January, or when I filed in January, the only thing I really had going was a speaking engagement in March. So I just needed it for that speaking engagement. I wasn't really pushing the way I should be pushing to get people to work with me. I Last year, I did a lot of things for the Truth Confidant, but it really was just getting the message out there while I figured out how to remove myself from Women Are Game Changers. With April, with the Spring Out of Stress campaign that I ran this month, was the launch pad of the Truth Confidant. I spent the last, 12, 13, 14, 15, yes, I just counted. Math is not my thing. I teach English. I don't teach math. Anyway, I spent the last 15 months talking about the Truth Confidant, journaling, the Truth Confidant journal, mental detox strategy. I spent the last 15 months talking about what I really pushed out this month. As April and July will be two of the most important months for my business, as April is Stress Awareness Month. July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. Long phrase. But those 2 months are very important, as I know what it's like to live in stress, and I know how to help you create a strategy to get out of stress. And I know what it's like to live with depression. And so I do want to educate you and provide resources for those who are dealing with depression. Stress and depression are my focus with the Truth Confidant. And sometimes stress can lead to mild bouts of depression. So April and July are my focus months. So it only made sense for me to use April as the launch pad of the Truth Confidant. Now, was I trying to rush and get it out there beforehand? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? You start this new business, you're excited, you want people to know about it, and things flop, don't do as well as you would hope. However, last year in 2016, as I played around with things to get people to learn more about this transition with the Truth Confidant, I realized that I needed to take it a little slower. This is not one of those type of impulse buys. This is an informed decision that you will make. And I needed to really educate. So that's why I started the Facebook group. That's why I did this month-long campaign, to really educate you on what I do and what it is this business will do and the benefits you will reap from working with me for your mental state. That is one of the lessons that I learned from rushing into everything with Women Are Game Changers. I learned that I needed to be slow. So 15 months of putting the word out there. I literally started my Instagram page January 2016. The Instagram page is literally where I share the podcast and mental detox. My Instagram page is the growth of me being able to improve my graphics, improve my content, improve my message, make sure that you understand what it is I do. Everyone's excited to start a business. I know, I've been there twice. However, we have to be very smart and we have to make better decisions. We have to be able to make sure that our business is legal and protected, and that we are not frivolously spending money that we don't have. We need to think it all the way through. And this is something I learned from Women Are Game Changers. A lot of times with that business, I didn't think, I just acted. Now I am thinking things through and I don't act as much, which may sound counterproductive, but the thinking things through and acting on the things that I've thought through, the ideas, are making more sense. When I have a mental detox strategy session with someone and I feel the burden that they're carrying being lifted as we speak, I know me taking the time to educate people on what a mental detox is and how journaling can help you really will pay off when I get to speak with you one-on-one, because you have taken the time to gather the information and the facts that I share to know that I will be able to help you. Women Are Game Changers, I was just out there rushing, trying to do everything that I could to just get my name out there. I don't need to do that. It's not that I don't need my name out there. I do. I'm not known by everyone. But I also know that I don't need to kill myself being everywhere and everything to everyone just so that my business is in their face. I'm going to be strategic. After the break, I am going to share some lessons that I am going to apply for the Truth Confidant. I help entrepreneurs and educators protect their peace by preventing stress and frustration from taking over. Each week in the Truth Confidant with Vernetta R. Franey Facebook group, I share information, resources, and weekly lessons as it relates to mental detox. In order to have peace in your life, you must know the correct action to take to get it, preserve it, and prevent anything from taking it away. Request to join and start your process to a peace-filled life. See you in there, the Truth Confidant with Vernetta R. Franey Facebook group. What are the lessons that I am going to apply to this business that I learned from the previous business that just did not do as well as it should have? First thing, keep expenses in check. Not running around with my debit card, just swiping it all willy-nilly all over the place. Do people still say that? I don't know, but I just did. I want to be strategic with the things that I'm investing my money in. I talked about going to this conference in June, and you have to listen to the rest of the episodes to know what conference I'm speaking about. But I was able to pay for the entire conference, hotel, flight, and ticket because I have a 9-to-5, a job. This job is helping me get out of the financial hole that I had dug myself into. This job has also helped me to pay off all of my business debt. So Women Are Gamechangers was 100% debt-free as of December 30th, 2016. Taxes were taken care of, and taxes were taken care of last month, so I can officially close it. With that being said, with the Truth Confidant, I have minimized my expenses right now as I was not doing a lot in the beginning to push it out there because I was still dealing with my former business. Now this month I have been doing stuff to get the Truth Confidant out there. I've bought Twitter ads. I've advertisement on podcasts. I did pay someone to do some flyers for me, podcast hosting. So there were some minimal expenses already. But all of those I don't see as expenses per se, as they were investments to help me get the Truth Confidant moving forward, to get it into a better position, and to making it look more professional. Because when I started Women Are Game Changers, a lot of it was unprofessional. It looked very sloppy. So I'm trying to make sure that the image is of high quality and the aesthetics are appealing. In order to do that, I need to work with people to help me at the same time, just not paying 100 different people 100 different ways to help me get my name out there, to help me look a certain way. I needed to make sure that I looked at every single expense that I will be making for the Truth Confidant and make sure that expense is well worth me giving my debit card number for it. The second lesson is limit the experts, and I put experts in quotes, I learned from. When I started Women Are Game Changers, I listened to everyone. Everyone was making all this money. Everyone had all these great ideas. Everyone looked like they were living the life that we all dream about, or so-called, we all dream about. And it's kind of hard to build a business, to have a structure, when you have 20 different experts you're listening to, and they all have 20 different ways that they tell you what you should do with your business, and you're not smart enough to pick and choose, but you decide to do every single suggestion that was given. That's why the first lesson is keep expenses in check. Paying all these experts is an expense I will not be doing with this next business. I will be paying people who are good at what they do if that is the weakness that I need to fix. If it is not the weakness I need to fix, then I don't need to pay these people. Limit the experts. I had so much noise for so many years from so many people telling me 101 different things to do that it felt like I was constantly going in a circle, that I was not accomplishing a lot. And I did do a lot with the Women Are Gamechangers. Award-winning blog. I had a TV show. I had an award-winning tour that got funding from investors in Austin. I had consulting clients. I spoke all over the country. I had people write about the site. Had all of this stuff going on, but it still wasn't making me any money. All these things these experts told me to do were great because the image was amazing. The awareness was out there. The acknowledgments were there. The money wasn't. The experts didn't understand when I kept suggesting that I may need to do something different because I'm not making money. That's when I learned I had to not listen to so many other voices and start listening to myself. I didn't start listening to myself until probably 2 years ago, when I decided to officially walk away and I just didn't know what to do, so I kept it going. The first time I wanted to walk away from Women Are Gamechangers, I had a coach that I had paid to help me, who really didn't offer anything productive. Call and tell me that if I valued what this person said, that I would listen to this person and do exactly what this person said and not close my business. I was a little perturbed because nothing this person had told me was working. Yet this person is still trying to tell me what to do after I've already discontinued working with them. So it was a little bit frustrating to receive that from quote unquote an expert. Come to find out, this business coach was just at the beginning of their coaching business. So I was probably one of the quote unquote guinea pigs. Nothing wrong with starting. However, being one of the first clients usually is where that coach is going to learn a lot of their lessons to get better, but that client is the one who's going to suffer the most. And I can honestly say I did suffer financially due to this coach. However, this coach now is like this big time coach that everyone adores. I need to work with experts who know what actually works, not testing, not practicing, not seeing if their theory comes true. That's why I decided to work with this one particular sales expert by attending the conference, because I've watched this person over the years and I know this person has integrity and is honest, does business well. My thing with limiting the experts that I learned from is I had resentment for years because of that one bad coach, because of that one bad experience. And it did affect a lot of decisions that were made after working with that coach. And I should not have allowed that resentment to take over my thought process as well as the decisions that needed to be made. What I learned is I need to listen to my intuition. If my intuition is saying this is not the expert for you, no matter how popular they are on Facebook, no matter what they claim they know they can do for you. If you feel this person is not going to be beneficial for you, then don't work with them. I learned that the hard way. Took years to get to this point, but I am there. I definitely want you all listening to take this away. The experts that you seek out don't always need to be popular on social media. They don't always need to show how much money they make. You need to be able to learn from them, and you need to be able to take what you have learned and actually make money for a long period of time. Not just some quick sale that's going to net you $1,000. Because can you do that quick sale every month? Well, is that a sustainable model? If not, then you may not need to work with that person until you get to the sustainable model. Because that feast and famine is no joke. I have lived it. That feast and famine moment of trying to do all these quick tricks that you learn from these experts to bring in money only lasts as long as that weekend bundle campaign. How many bundles will you be able to do if you do not have a large audience to sell to? Just something to think about. The last lesson that I will apply to the Truth Confidant is actually giving it my all. No more half-assing it. I know I did not do all that I could have to make Women Are Gamechangers a thriving, profitable business. I was dealing with depression as I ran that company. I was living in a constant state of stress and frustration, and I was homeless for a large part of that time. So it was a lot that I had on my plate that I dealt with in a personal manner that took over into my business. And with that, I did not give everything that I had to the business, and the business suffered. It suffered when I had my mental meltdowns. It suffered when I was too depressed to get out of bed. It suffered because I felt overwhelmed by all the information I was taking in from all these experts, where I didn't know where to start or what to do. With the Truth Confidant, I know what I need to do. I need to educate people more on what mental detox is. So with that, I have to create ways for me to educate people on what mental detox is before I start pushing, hey, work with me, hey, work with me. Now, there are some people who have been following me since Women Are Gamechangers, so they've seen the transition happen, and they have been able to be more receptive to work with me a little bit sooner. But a lot of you on the podcast, you're new to me, and so I want to take the time to really educate you on what it is I do with the Truth Confidant and how it is I will help you be able to protect your peace and not let stress interrupt your life. But I have to give it 100%. I have to give it everything that I have. And when I started on this journey last year, I wasn't, because I still had a lot of personal things, and I still had it was at the forefront of my mind, paying off the business debt, dealing with things with Women Are Gamechangers. My mind was occupied, so the Truth Confidant was on the back burner. It was on the back burner until March of this year. That's when I really was able to give it some time and attention that it deserved. With that being said, I've been able to really create some amazing things, as you saw this month. I really have some more things coming up this year that you will be able to really walk away with some good information that you can use. My philosophy is to always give 3 simple steps when I am sharing 3 simple steps that you can do 3 simple steps that's not going to take too much, but 3 simple steps that will help to make a difference in your life. That's what I want to do, and that's what I am doing, and that's what I will continue to do. The 3 lessons that I will apply to the Truth Confidant is to keep my expenses in check. That means I'm checking my bank account. That means I am tracking my money. I am writing down every time I spend or get money. It is going down on an Excel sheet. I want to see it every single week so I know how much money I'm spending so I'm not overdrawn. That happened quite a few times because I was not paying attention. I was overdrawn in my bank account. Keep expenses in check. Second thing, I will limit the experts I learn from. I have all of this information that I have from all these experts, and I took the time to go back through them in 2016, take what will apply to the Truth Confidant, and work from there. This year, there's one person in particular that I will be learning from, and that's Lamar Tyler with Traffic Sales and Profit. That's the conference that I will be going to in June. I want to focus more on sales and sales in a way that it's not slimy, but in a way where it's sustainable and people are receptive to the message that goes with that sale. And I'm sure I need a branding expert, but right now that's not a focus. Is having pretty graphics is not. Making sure my message gets out there to the right people is my focus. So the branding expert will come later, but we all need one. We all need to look aesthetically appealing to our audience. The third lesson that I will apply is to actually give it my all. I need to put in as much effort and energy to the Truth Confidant as I do as an educator, as I do to the people in my life, as I do when I am making brownies. And my brownies are good, so I put a lot into my brownies because let's just say they don't last overnight. But I need to put in the same amount of energy and effort, love and attention to the Truth Confidant as I do when I'm making my brownies. That's all I have for this episode, and let's get ready for the final toast. The spring out of stress tip is to embrace the new beginnings. You're not starting from nothing. Use what you've learned along the way to set yourself up for success. And with the structure, renewed mindset, and clarity, you have a higher percentage of getting it right. For season 4, I want you to walk away that yes, you can come full circle in business and still have a positive attitude, have peace. Thank you for tuning into another season of A Toast to Truths as we celebrated Stress Awareness Month. As the Truth Confidant was created to help you learn how to not let stress and frustration interrupt your life, I hope this podcast and my Facebook group will be part of your journey. You can catch up on all past episodes of A Toast to Truth on my blog, BernettaRFreeney.com, as well as learn more about the free Out of Stress campaign that I ran this month. Learn more about stress. Learn how not to let it interrupt your life, and learn how you and I can work together. Until season 5, thank you so much for listening, and I really hope you learn how to protect your peace.